So I want to talk about behavioral self-control first as a topic. So this is one that I personally struggled with all the time. And behavioral self-control is really, taking a pause and a step before you make a decision around how you're going to react. And as I said earlier, with hindsight, we've had that option of going, I wish I hadn't done that. So what I want to do to prevent that, knee-jerk reaction happening with you guys is to share a couple of questions that you can pause and ask yourself. And I want this video to be really, really high value for you guys, where you can walk away and go, yep, I'm going to implement that strategy and it's something that I'm going to learn and do. So if you're in a situation where you know that you're about to make a knee-jerk reaction, here are some of the questions that I want you guys to ask yourself. I've written them down, so excuse me while I refer to my notes. So the first question is, what am I feeling? And really name that emotion. And remember what I said to you earlier about the definition of EQ is being aware of what that emotion is. To be aware of it, we need to be able to name what it is. The reason why this is so important is that we are so accustomed to naming emotions such as anger, sadness, happiness, that we're almost out of tune with the other types of emotions that we're feeling. So when you're feeling like you're about to make that knee-jerk reaction or response, name that emotion that you are feeling at that moment in time. Is it frustration? Are you feeling stressed? Could it even be hunger? Or, what is it that you are feeling at that moment in time that's got you frustrated, that you know that you're going to make a knee-jerk reaction that you potentially will later regret? Once you've named the emotion, actually document and write down, what are you thinking? So if someone's annoyed you, in a work context, what is it that you're thinking at that moment in time? Are you thinking that you want to lay into them? Are you thinking you need to have some space? What is it that you're actually thinking? The process of you trying to document what you're thinking, it actually slows down your thoughts, your processes, and it allows space for clarity to come in. So take a couple of seconds, and if you don't have the ability to write it down, if you're in that situation and you haven't got anything to write it down on, pause, reflect, and think about it in your head. The third question I want you guys to ask is, what do I want to happen in this situation? So what that's getting you to do is really reflect on the outcome that you want. And again, it's pausing that knee-jerk reaction and then later on going, oh my God, I wish I hadn't done that. So whatever situation it is that you're dealing with, get really clear on what is it that you want to have happened. And once you've got that solution right in front of you. The next question, this is a bit of an awkward one and it can sometimes make you feel uncomfortable, but the question is, how am I getting in my own way? Or the other way to reframe that question is, how might you sabotage the outcome that you've just identified you want if you act on impulse? So that could be in terms of you getting in your own way. It could be that you're going to make a response without having thought about all the information you need. It might be that you genuinely are, hungry, you're frustrated, you're stressed, and you're not in the right frame of mind to give that advice that someone's asked you for or the information that someone's asked you for. So really think about how you are going to sabotage the outcome that you want. And then the last question, the fifth question that I want you guys to think about is, what do you need to say right now that is going to get you the outcome that you want? And that could potentially be something as simple as, can you leave that with me and I will come back to you? Or it could be something as simple as, thank you for letting me know. I'm just going to take some time to reflect on that and I'll get back to you. So for me, I use those strategies all the time. When you're first using these, it can seem a bit clunky, and they actually say that for you to learn a new skill, you need to do it 90 times before it starts getting comfortable. So I promise you, when you do this initially, it's going to feel a bit awkward. It's going to feel a bit clunky and a bit weird because you're going through the 5 steps of asking yourself those questions. But if you can stick at it, promise you it will get easier. You'll get to the point where you don't even need to write down your answers, and you'll be able to do that within your mind and have that clarity, and you will prevent that knee-jerk reaction that you could potentially later regret, and that can also damage your relationships. So have a go, but it's really, really important to exercise that behavioral self-control if you want to be in a position to manage and, really have good relationships in the business world.